Temperature in the mid 80s. No rain in the forecast. Very light breeze. Ideal conditions. Currently just under 80 degrees. Jeff Fisher played his college ball at Southern California, and he graduated the year before. His opponent across the way, Jack Del Rio, entered USC as a freshman. Never played together. Both outstanding NFL careers as well. Linebacker Del Rio and defensive back Fisher. Josh Scobie, one of the better kickers in the league, and getting the ball to the end zone on kickoff. 77 touchbacks in his 6 years in the league. And at the other end, just re-signed Mark Jones, former Tennessee star. Picked up this week after problems with handling the football on kicks against the Jets a week ago. And Jones wisely takes a knee from the 20 with Chris Johnson behind the quarterback Collins. A fake to Johnson, and on the roll, Collins looking downfield, and he hits his man. Was he inbounds? Nate Washington. No, he did not get both feet down, to his dismay.
Yeah, good pressure by Darryl Smith forced this ball to be thrown a little bit too wide for Washington. Yeah, that left foot is right on the line. He does drag the right foot, but you can see a little tuft of grass come up right at the out of bounds line. That's an excellent call by the officials as they conferred on the sidelines.
The rookie Derek Cox, a third-round pick from William and Mary, starting at that corner with the coverage. 2nd and 10. Chris Johnson up the middle, runs into a roadblock and is stuffed. Derek Harvey spearheading the charge, and Reggie Nelson coming up from safety to support. 3rd and long from the 22. Johnson in the backfield with Collins. They pick up the pressure. The throw is too tall, incomplete for Justin Gage. Gage, who had a big game here late last year, a couple of touchdown catches in a victory over Jacksonville. You saw him in that last play. Rashean Mathis, franchise leader, 26 interceptions, 3 for touchdowns. Reggie Hodges, the new punter for the Titans, to Mike Thomas, and the fair catch at the 36-yard line. And they start in the shotgun garage with Jones Drew with him. And the flanker pass is out to Mike Thomas, and Thomas, who got a couple of long runs on reverses last week, is hit quickly by Nick Harper after a short gain. Curse got back onside, and the quick throw is complete to Sims Walker. He's from Central Florida and makes his home in Orlando. Jason McCourty makes his first NFL start. Jones Drew trying to find first down yardage. He continues to churn, and with that 2nd and 3rd effort, has the first down. The flag down on the play. Perhaps a little extra help in that pile for Jones Drew, but the Jaguars are pointing at the white jersey Titans.
Personal foul, face mask, defense, 15-yard penalty, automatic first down.
Yeah, it's so tough to get low enough to tackle Maurice Jones-Drew. He's got huge thighs. He's 5'7", 210 pounds, and it's evenly distributed. But he moves this pile, but you can see how the taller Titans can't get down low enough because of the legs there driving by MJD. There's the face mask. There's 15 free yards for the Jags.
And it takes Jacksonville to the Tennessee 39-yard line. Tight end Zach Miller, a rookie in motion. Garrard, pump fake, wants to go long, and he does. Finds Mercedes Lewis, a big tight end, all the way to the 10-yard line. Mercedes Lewis, the former star at UCLA. Chris Hope drags him down. A good opening drive for Garrard and the hometown Jaguars.
Yeah, he looks really sharp. Watch the pump fake there, and now he resets and fires a strike down the middle of the field. The pump fake moved the safety, Chris Hope, out over to the weak side. That allowed the tight end to open up and receive this perfect throw from David Garrard.
Full 10 yards to go to get to the goal line on first down. Jones Drew behind Garrard. This is Jones Drew. Cuts back into traffic, no gain. Well read by the defense and David Thornton. Thornton, a top tackler since coming over from Indianapolis in 2006.
This defense that's coordinated by Chuck Cecil ranks #1 in the NFL stopping the run, allowing just 60 yards per game. Of course, it's been on the back end where they're giving up 275 yards a game through the air. You can see that's exactly what Garrard and the Jags want to do, is attack through the air.
Oh, no gain, 2nd and 10. The Jaguars have not scored a touchdown in the first quarter in this young season. The screen to the flanker is complete to the 5, and Mike Thomas, and they're using this rookie from Arizona more and more. They like his potential to break a long one.
He's got great speed, and he also self-admits that he's got a running back's body. He's a wide receiver, but he's only 5'8", about 198, 200 pounds, but an excellent runner with the ball in his hands. And already you're trying to get him in space, trying to get him out wide so he can use those running back moves and that wide receiver speed.
Set a Pac-10 record with 259 catches in his Arizona career. From the 4, 3rd down. Garrard throws incomplete. Tried to hit Sims Walker at the goal line. Well played defensively by Thornton and Harper. Well, the Jaguars, this is their 8th trip into the red zone. They've scored every time.
But, you know, it's just tough to throw the ball shallow in the end zone because the defensive backs, they don't go but 2 or 3 yards deep in the end zone to guard the offense. So if you can get behind them, they're taught not to get any deeper than 2 or 3 yards. That's where you're going to make your money.
Nick Harper, you saw that reach around. Nice play by him at the corner. 22-yard field goal, Scobie. And that's 8 trips, 5 touchdowns, 3 field goals. Jacksonville's opening drive, 60 yards, stalls at the 4 of Tennessee, and Scobie with a short 22-yard field goal and a 3-0 lead.
And David Garrard 4 of 5 for 44 yards, a hot start. Much to what he anticipated coming into the game.
Scobie has it teed up, kicked it 5 yards deep in the end zone, his first endeavor, and this one's going to land about the same place to Mark Jones. Same result. Touchback. Well, that's a weapon when Scobie doesn't allow you to return the kickoff. Terry Collins, hardly that. One of the veterans, 36 years young, 15th year in the league, and 15 incomplete passes in a row. Not all his fault. Jeff Fisher was quick to point out that he had several drops against the Jets last week. Flanker screen, well read by the defense, and Washington dumped after a 1-yard gain. 2nd and 9. Johnson trying to get outside. They'll topple him at the 26-yard line as Derek Cox and Derek Harvey team up on the tackle.
It looked like he wasn't going to get anything on this run, but by the time he finished the cartwheel, he got 5 yards.
Johnson, who grew up in Orlando. He was one of the state sprint champions. And in his college career at East Carolina, I know many fans watching up in Greenville, North Carolina, they remember those 44 touchdowns he delivered. They need 4. Johnson gets only 2. Boy, that defense just squeezed in like a vice. Just no place to go. And Terrence Knighton, the rookie from Temple, a big play along with Darryl Smith.
Terrence Knighton is right in the middle here. He's number 96, 325 pounds, and he has been so impressive as a rookie out of Temple. Does a plays just like that, being able to control the line of scrimmage and come off and make the tackle.
So on 4th and 2, Tennessee will have to give it up. Reggie Hodges, the punter, just re-signed by Tennessee's kick for the Rams, Eagles, and Jets. And Mike Thomas back inside the 30 for Jacksonville. High, hanging kick, no fair catch. Thomas got some room. 50. And he sprints inside the 40-yard line. Yes, indeed. They do love this rookie Mike Thomas. 34-yard return.
The Jags have had trouble with their return game as well, but they may have those problems behind them as Thomas leaves the Titans behind him, gets down the sidelines, and special teams maven Donnie Nicky finally makes the tackle. But again, the Jags now set up in great field position at the 35-yard line thanks to Mike Thomas.
So great field position for Garrard, and the Jacksonville offense. Again, that offensive line, Trey Thomas, the veteran former Eagle, is playing at left tackle. Eugene Monroe is ill, can't play today. Manuwai and Wanera the guards. Meester the center, and Maurice Williams moves from guard out to right tackle. Evan Britton, the other rookie from Arizona, he's injured. Greg Jones, the fullback, rarely carries. In fact, that's his first of the season, and he delivers a first down. Jones, who played his ball at Florida State.
And great to have depth along that offensive line, especially a veteran like this man right here. That is Trey Thomas, number 72, the 12-year vet with a huge block there as he caves in that entire side. And what a surprise to the Titan defense to see Greg Jones go for a big gain on first down.
And look who was blocking out on the corner. Maurice Jones-Drew helping out as well. Jones-Drew now the solo back. The quick slant is complete to Sims Walker. And he's down inside the 10-yard line. First and goal at the 9. Hope saved the touchdown.
Yeah, there's some things as a quarterback you just love to see in the secondary. Number one is you love to see a rookie. And, you know, Jason McCourty is a rookie out of Rutgers, a 6th-round pick. And this is just a simple slant route. He's playing about 10 yards off of Sims Walker, way too far. Garrard sees it. Easy pickup for the Jags.
McCourty in there because of the injury to the Pro Bowler Cortland Finnegan, not in uniform today. 11 yards on the play. Here's Jones-Drew, breaks a tackle at the 5. He's in the end zone. A Jacksonville touchdown. He had 3 last week at Houston, and he continues to be one of the most productive running backs in the league and finding 6 points.
Check out the missed tackle right here. It's number 97, Tony Brown. It just cannot grab the very, very strong, quick Maurice Jones-Drew. Another touchdown for Drew. 45 now in 51 games.
That is delivering. Here's Scobie's extra point try. Down, great defense. Scobie fires away. That's 3 kickoffs in 8.5 minutes for Scobie. Mark Jones, again, he just gets deeper and deeper in the end zone. Along the St. Johns River, downtown Jacksonville. Welcome back to Municipal Stadium. 35 yards in 3 plays. Jones drew the 9-yard touchdown, but it was Mike Thomas's 34-yard punt return that set up Jacksonville in such good field position. They give us to Chris Johnson, and he was not fooled were the Titans defense as they tried the fake reverse. That was the case last time. And there's Collins having his pass batted back in his face by who else? John Big Hand Henderson and Montavious Stanley. Credit Stanley, the 4th-year defender from Louisville, with the fly swat.
Yeah, he had a sack and a half rather, against Houston last week. 95 is Big Montavious. Watch the right hand go up. It actually hits the left as he uses leverage here on the blocker.
Didn't that just upset you quarterbacks? I mean, they're bad enough they like to drill you and knock you down, and then they deny a pass as well.
It's as frustrating as you can imagine.
3rd and 9. Collins hits as he throws, but he gets it off to Bo Scaife, the tight end, stretching for the first down, doesn't get there. Just shy of the 30. It'll be a half-yard short of a first down. Justin Durant, a sure tackle, the 3rd-year backer from Hampton.
That's 40 tackles on the season now for Durant. That was a huge one as he got those pink gloves on Bo Scaife. Looked like Scaife was going to be able to stretch out here, but he misses the straight arm. Durant, with too much speed, got inside the straight arm and brings him down about a yard shy.
5:20 left in this first quarter. Hodges out to punt for the 3rd time. Half yard to go. Fisher's been known to gamble, but not this time. Mike Thomas. No fair catch. High kick to the 21. And good coverage. Dropped at the 25-yard line. Well, quarterbacks don't like it when linemen knock their passes back in their face, but they do like the fact when they work on a short field. Garrard has had that luxury, 60 yards and 35 yards to get scores and a 10-0 lead. He opens at the 26 with Jones-Drew in the shotgun with him. Underneath, complete, and it's to the tight end, Mercedes Lewis.
The defense coordinator for the Titans, he says that tackling Jones-Drew is like tackling a bowling ball with razor blades. difficult, I think.
That's not desirable. Here's an inside handoff to Zach Miller, the tight end. That's a little wrinkle into the offense of Jacksonville. They needed only 1 yard, and that'll be enough for a first down as David Thornton, the tackler for Tennessee. Zach Miller, yeah, we got a couple of those at tight end in the league. One out in Oakland, and this fella from Nebraska, Omaha.
Yeah, number 86. He's got 4.5 speed on a body at 6'4", 245, and they're very excited about the potential to use him in different scenarios, such as that one.
College quarterback, and he was a running quarterback. 50 touchdowns rushing as a senior. First down, Garrard well protected, guns it down the middle to Sims Walker. First down at the Tennessee 46.
And you're not seeing Garrard hold the ball at all. He took a shot there after he let that one go. But the important thing is watch as he gets back. He's going to find Sims Walker in a little bit of a crowd in the middle of this zone here. And then we go back to the hit on Garrard. Right in the face, a legal shot, although it was helmet to helmet. I think the Titans might have gotten away with that one.
Jacksonville racking up 8 first downs already. None for Tennessee. 3 minutes plus remaining in the opening quarter. Garrard, screen. Jones-Drew gets out of a vice by Tennessee. They had 2 men on him, but he was able to turn a no gain into a couple. Bullock and Thornton finally collaborated.
Yeah, we've seen roughing the passer called on a lot lesser hits than this one by Tony Brown on David Garrard. But give Tony Brown the benefit of the doubt. He lowers his helmet, but he hits Garrard at the top of the shoulder pads, right under the chin.
Those don't hurt much, do they?
I'm surprised Garrard got up. He's so tough, so strong in the pocket.
3 yards on the reception by Jones-Drew. The fake toss to Greg Jones, and Garrard on the run throws incomplete to Sims Walker.
And Garrard, he probably agreed with that play selection, getting out of the pocket on the move away from Tony Brown and some of those big hits. Come on, coach, give me something that I can get away from these guys, will you?
That brings up 3rd and 7. He hasn't been challenged with 3rd and long. Garrard. Everything has worked perfectly in this opening quarter.
Yeah, the Jags 41% this season on 3rd down. That's not too bad.
3rd down 7 at the 43. Miller, the tight end, moves inside. It's a screen to Miller. And he's dropped at the 40-yard line after a short gain by Keith Bullock, the all-pro linebacker. Sends Adam Podlish into punt. Mark Jones back inside the 10. Lays it up high, and the fair catch by Jones, and he secures it at the 11-yard line. They fell behind 14-0 in the first quarter in New York last week and rallied and were very much in contention. Hand off to Johnson. And he gets 5, maybe 6 yards out to the 26-yard line. 2nd down and 5. And it's Johnson again, the workhorse. And he's out to the 20-yard line. Very close to the first down, out to the 21. Darrell Smith, former Georgia Tech star, makes the tackle. He was the star last week. Created the fumble down on the 2-yard line in Houston. Recovered it in the end zone to secure Jacksonville's first victory.
Yeah, very strong hands. In fact, when we talked to him yesterday, he almost broke my hand when we shook hands. I can see how he recovered that ball in the end zone against Houston. He just snatched it with his right hand and pulled it into his body.
Yeah, when he left the room, he tried to shake your hand again. You wouldn't have anything of that.
Ooh, that's a fist pump.
On 3rd and short, the quick toss to Johnson with the speed to turn the corner. And it looked as if he pulled up a bit as he hit the sidelines. Has the first down.
Yeah, that's very similar to the very first carry of Chris Johnson's career against the Jaguars last year in Tennessee. Little naked flip pass out to the wide side. Enough speed to get to the first down. Let's check his legs out. Now, he looks like he just put it into cruise control there.
First down at the 30 at the end of the opening quarter here in Jacksonville, with the Jaguars leading the Titans 10-0. The entire load of running the ball carried by Chris Johnson that opening quarter. 7 carries, 29 yards. He gets a breather now in Lendell White. So it's smash in for Dash, and White at 240 pounds. Former Southern California star will get a chance to lug the rock. And a fake to him. Collins throws back, across, incomplete. As he tried to go back to White, who after the fake slipped into the flat.
And this passing game is just totally out of sync as we take a look at Vince Young. He is the backup quarterback, especially now that the Titans cut Patrick Ramsey this week. The question is if he gets in the game, what type of offense will the Titans run? We had a penalty that time against the Jaguars, so that incomplete pass for Kerry Collins is wiped out. But Collins in this offense throwing the ball, timing is off.
Young has yet to throw a ball in the first 3 games and this one of the 2009 season. White's first carry hit the line of scrimmage and dropped at the 35 by John Henderson, who played his college ball at Tennessee, makes his home in Nashville, where he was an all-state basketball player. He owns an AAU basketball team in Nashville. Johnson in for White. The throw underneath is complete to the tight end Algie Crumpler, the veteran from North Carolina, who has delivered 10 catches on the new season and has an excellent yardage per catch record in his 9-year career.
Yeah, 13 yards from a tight end is really outstanding. He's caught a lot of balls too. That's number 351 in his career. Great to have a reliable guy, especially working over the middle like Crumpler.
3rd and 2. White back in for, no, it's Johnson now at tailback. Johnson, room outside, and ever dangerous in the open field. They close in not until he picked up the first down at the 49. Darrell Smith, another tackle for Smith, who out of Georgia Tech. He wanted to go to Florida State. They didn't recruit him. And they say that here's one of the smartest guys on the team. He studies and studies, and he just seems to know the play is going to occur before it's called.
Yeah, and you got a good example of the strength of that right arm, too, as he brought Chris Johnson down basically with one hand when it looked like Johnson might have had a big one going.
Jared Cook, the rookie tight end from South Carolina, into the game. And there's the pass to Crumpler again to the 45 of Jacksonville, and Clint Ingram there to make the stop after a gain of 6.
Crumpler is trying to get in behind Chris Johnson after that catch. It looked like a tight end delay or a screen pass. If Johnson could have got one block, Crumpler has a big gain.
Well, it's so true of the breakaway backs, and Chris Johnson certainly deserved of that title, that they may be stuffed 4, 5, 6 running plays, little yardage, but it just takes that one key delivery and they're gone. In fact, Terrell Smith said that about Johnson yesterday. You better be careful and wrap him up, because the next thing you'll hear is his helmet knocking against the goalpost.
And the other side of that is Kevin Mawai, the center for the Titans, talking about blocking for a man who's got such great quickness and speed. Is that you just need to stay on your man for a half a second longer and then maybe go find somebody else, because you don't know where Johnson's going to cut back.
3rd and 1, and Lendell White now at tailback. Fake to him, and then throw into the flat to the fullback Ahmad Hall, and Hall, his number not called very often, has the first down at the 30-yard line. In fact, Hall's 2nd catch of the season. Reggie Nelson and Gerald Alexander. Alexander starting today for the injured Sean Considine at strong safety, make the tackle.
Really a good call on 3rd and short by Mike Heimerdinger, the offensive coordinator for the Titans. Jags are keying so much on number 28 that the fullback Hall gets out in the flat for an easy 3rd down conversion.
Hall, the 26-year-old rookie, 4 years United States Marines. The throw here is complete into the flat to Nate Washington, and Washington a good spinning move down to the 20 and 19-yard line. Another first down for Tennessee. What a name for a player that picks a ball out of the air like that. Gathers all the way for a touchdown. Lendell White carries to the 15-yard line as Tennessee trying to take a big bite out of the 10-0 Jacksonville advantage. 5 straight completions now for veteran Kerry Collins, and he looks for more. To the sideline, too wide for Justin Gage. Rasheem Mathis on the corner covering for Jacksonville. You do get all the credit, though, but I guess some of the blame, you quarterbacks, and it never goes away.
Well, you know, the record book is still there, and unfortunately there's some turnovers in there, but none of those interceptions I threw in, there was a lot of them were my fault. I mean, the sun got in my eyes, the ball was slippery, it's a bad call. I can go on and on. I'll get back to you.
13th play of this drive to the 15. Another third down. Chris Johnson in. Collins in the shotgun. And timeout's going to be called by the Jaguars. Down on the goal line, quarterbacks like the tight ends. Bo Scaife is back. He's missed the last 2 games, injured in the opener. He was their top receiver last year. Had 5 catches in the opening game before he was injured against Pittsburgh. 3rd and 8. They overload the left side. Collins, plenty of time underneath, throws complete, and what an open field tackle on Nate Washington as Derek Cox, the rookie from William and Mary. Now that may have saved a touchdown.
Yeah, and in talking to Mel Tucker, their defensive coordinator, he says he reads things well and he closes fast, and that tackle right there, as he just totally sold out, took the legs out from the receiver and stopped the Titans short of the first down. That's a huge play for a rookie.
So on 4th and 2.5, Rob Baronis in to try the short field goal. His 2 misses from 37 and 31 this year. 29-yard attempt. The new punter, Reggie Hodges, the holder. He also is an excellent passer, Hodges. And Baronis slips it through the right side. Well, that was quite a long drive. 78 yards, 14 plays to the Jacksonville 11. And Derek Cox with the open field tackle, saving a touchdown for the home team. And Baronis settles for the 29-yard field goal. It's 10-3.
Yeah, Kerry Collins getting in rhythm on that drive. Just came up short on that 3rd down on the crossing route. Good tackle by Derek Cox.
Baronis to kick it off to Mike Thomas, 5'8" speedster. Had a couple of punt return touchdowns with the Wildcats at Arizona. This one's going to bounce to him 2 yards deep. Picking his way upfield across the 30, 35, 38.
Personal foul. Horse collar tackle. Number 23, kicking team. 15-yard penalty will be added to the end of the run. First down.
Back at Jacksonville Municipal Stadium. The AFC South rivalry continuing, and Tennessee, as we mentioned earlier, has enjoyed success here. 10-5 their record since Jeff Fisher took over as the head man.
Here's Maurice Jones-Drew, flanked way to the top of the screen there.
After the kick return, and there he goes. Straight to Jones-Drew, who makes that quick spinning move, and against a cornerback, that is a load to bring down. Harper gets the job done, but not until Jones-Drew picks up about 8.
Solid tackle by Nick Harper, but a little bit late, as Jones-Drew out there was not a decoy. He's just going to run his little slant route, and Garrard just rises up 1 step, lets him have it. It's a big play on first down as it moves the ball inside the 40-yard line now.
Jones-Drew leads the team not only in receptions but rushing yards. One of only 3 NFL running backs to claim that. Garrard steps away from pressure, throws upfield, complete. It's Ernest Wilford returning to Jacksonville. Wilford, who was a wide receiver, didn't have the great speed, went to Miami, returns as a tight end.
And made a play like a wide receiver. The back shoulder fade, if you will, as Garrard looking out to his outlet receiver, bought some time in the pocket. And watch Garrard look to the right side. Wilford's all the way over to the right side of the screen, left side of the field. That's a great ball adjustment by Wilford. And everything Garrard is throwing up is coming down in Jags' hands. He's 11 of 13 throwing.
1st and goal at the 9. That was a 29-yard play. Garrard underneath, complete, touchdown, Sims Walker. And the Jacksonville jump for Mike Sims Walker as he has his 2nd touchdown of the season.
Boy, and they made that drive look easy. The penalty against Donnie Nicky set it up in Titan territory, and Garrard, no hesitation, finds Sims Walker in a crowd over the middle, and the quickness of Sims Walker to find that end zone and score for Jacksonville.
That was a hyphenated drive. Jones-Drew to Sims Walker to the end zone. Back to Jack Del Hyphen Rio is very pleased about it all. So both touchdowns for Jacksonville from 9 yards. Jones-Drew sweeping left for the first score. Now Garrard, a 9-yard pass to Sims Walker. And an impressive start for the home team. It's 17-3 as Scobie. Let's see going this direction whether he can find the end zone. He's denied kickoff returns going the other way. This one will be returnable, and Mark Jones from just outside the goal line breaks a tackle across the 20 and to the 23, where he's dropped by Russell Allen, a rookie from San Diego State.
Well, Sims Walker is going to go in motion here, and then he's going to be working against the linebackers. Here he is here. He's going to come over here and then down the middle. And what you're going to see is the 3 linebackers playing zone. But it's going to be the quickness of Mike Sims Walker and the great throw by David Garrard, squeezing it inside between the linebackers and then making the catch, and no hesitation, knowing where the goal line is.
Well, he did thread that throw. As he pounds the chest, underneath that chest is an East Carolina Pirates t-shirt that he favors. They're well represented in this game, because here comes Chris Johnson, also a former Pirate. And he's out of bounds at the 30-yard line. 31 they'll mark it, and a solid gain on first down before Gerald Alexander, third-year safety from Boise State, can make the play.
He just glides along, doesn't he? Great patience, and when you're that fast, you don't have to go to the first gear.
9 yards on first down. Jeff Fisher's team settling for a field goal after a long drive in the last possession. Johnson again to the yardsticks and out of bounds right at the 31-yard line. May not be enough for first down. Reggie Nelson ran him off the field of play.
Now he's got to be disappointed that he didn't pick up this first down. Again, gliding to the outside. Got to be aware of where that down marker is and get that shoulder down. Do not let the defense get up underneath your shoulder pads and push you out of bounds with such ease. He just needed to drive for that yard marker right in front of him.
So no gain, 3rd and 1. Johnson stays in behind the blocking back, Ahmad Hall. Fake. Collins has to deliver it because there just was no time. Derek Harvey, the second-year defensive end linebacker from Florida, shot in on Collins.
And he's tall and he's got long arms. Number 91 is Derek Harvey, coming off the corner looking for the bootleg. And Collins, is when he turns around, it's a nightmare. Went right in his face. Only thing he can do is throw it away.
Meanwhile, Boscave, who was the intended receiver, the tight end, had fallen down, so there just was no one there. Hodges delivers the punt very high, and Mike Thomas, who certainly has been a factor in this game, doesn't get much here. Back to the 24-yard line.
First 4 possessions for the Jaguars today. Very productive, but very short drives. Just 35 yards for a touchdown in 3 plays. And then the last time they had the ball, they went 46 yards for a touchdown.
Garrard in unfamiliar territory at his 24. Jones-Drew for a couple of yards and wrapped up neatly by Chris Hope. On 2nd and 8, back to throw again. Screens it to Jones-Drew. 30, weaves his way to the 40 and to the 41 before they smother him. Another first down. Keith Bullock first to get to Jones-Drew. And he is the popular player here in Jacksonville. He's a charismatic young man. He just is so charming and knows the game, knows the history of the game, knows how to catch it, and does he know how to run it?
And he's so difficult to tackle. Watch the first man hit him. That's Keith Bullock, who's a great tackler. It's just you got to get so low at 5'7". The quickness, the legs never stop driving. 5 yards after contact for MJD.
It's a bigger version of Darren Sproles, the Chargers scat back. The throw is incomplete. Well over the head of Ernest Wilford. But he's 30 pounds heavier than Sproles. How about the fact that Jones-Drew, all the things he's doing, leading the team in receiving, leading the team in rushing, taking over for the great Fred Taylor, and now he's trying to take our job too. He's going to NFL broadcast boot camp.
I think you're safe. I think he
safe?
wants my job.
Oh, well, then that's okay.
Yeah, I knew you'd see it that way. He wants to be an analyst. Can you imagine that?
Boy, he could talk like one. He is very glib. Rashad Jennings, the rookie from Liberty, in the game. A rare appearance for him. Garrard throws underneath, and it's complete to Mike Thomas, and Thomas again delivering positive yards for Jacksonville.
Well, before he becomes an analyst, this is how he recovers each week. On Monday, a 2-hour massage.
Wait a minute, that's what you do.
No, it's like mine's all mental, though. And Tuesday, I sweat it out on Tuesday a lot, too.
When does your soreness go, though? That's what I want to know.
Working with you, it's constant. It never goes away.
It's a good thing. It's 3rd down and 4. Shotgun Garrard. Well, they protected him well, and underneath it's complete to Torrey Holt, and a flag is down. Holt on his way to Canton, Ohio eventually. 7 times a Pro Bowler in his first trip here to Jacksonville after many successful seasons with the Rams.
Flag thrown by Reuben Fowler, the umpire. That means
personal foul, illegal hands to the face. Defense number 94.
Normally holding,
15-yard
but
penalty.
that time they caught
Automatic
number 94 of the Titans with a hand to the face. That's Derek Marks, the rookie out of Auburn. And watch the right hand come up into the face of Vince Manawai.
Oh,
that's really a dangerous play there.
So they'll tack that on to the end of the game, and Jaguars are moving again.
3 penalties on the Titans today, all 15-yard penalties.
You know, it's really symptomatic of the start for Tennessee this year as they go. Jeff Fisher says
correction. It was not a personal foul. Illegal use of the hands, which is a 5-yard penalty. That 5-yard penalty will be declined. It will take the result of the play. 1st down.
All right, it would be automatic tag on if it was a 15-yarder.
It certainly looked personal to me. I mean, it was Manawai's face that was getting shoved into.
Other than that, it just was a little forearm chuck.
Yeah, this is illegal use of the hands. I think it's more personal.
So they decline the penalty. Rashad Jennings stays in. And here comes Thomas again. That's that reverse that worked last week. And it's another 1st down for Jacksonville. They're moving almost at will. Well, that's exciting, JB. The reports from around the nation on this day, and for Floridians, they're looking for wins from their 3 teams. They're 1-8 to start. The only win being Jacksonville's last week in Houston. Garrard, the slant incomplete to Sims Walker. And that one was well defended by Nick Harper.
And if the Titans don't turn things around quickly and the Colts go on to win that game, as it appears they will, Tennessee will be behind the Colts by 4 games. And the Colts look awful good last couple of weeks with Manning at quarterback.
That guy under center, it doesn't matter who those receivers are, it doesn't seem. Just absolutely brilliant. Manning in so many ways. On it. Garrard. They've just given him so much time today, and he throws this to the sideline. Was it trapped by Wilford? Incomplete. Good pressure finally from Javon Hay, the defensive lineman from Vanderbilt.
And sometimes as a quarterback you get too much time to throw, and you get out of the pocket. And once you get out of the pocket, that gives the defensive line lanes to get to you, as Hay did that time on Garrard. Forced that incompletion.
Remember last year, Garrard took a beating against this Tennessee defense. They sacked him 7 times. Well, no sacks today. In fact, he wasn't sacked last week at Houston, so that offensive line tightening up. On 3rd and 10, he goes long to the sidelines. A one-handed try by Torrey Holt, but that one too tough. Griffin came over to help on the coverage, the safety for Tennessee, and Kevin Dickerson was the man pressuring Garrard.
We'll get a chance to see the big leg of Josh Scobie. This ball, even if he could have pulled it in, would have landed out of bounds with that right foot.
50-yard attempt for Scobie, who is 8 for 14, 50 yards or longer. That is truly remarkable. It's up. Boy, he drove it hard, and it is good. Oh, my, halfway up on the screen.
Well, the net is about 10 yards behind the goalpost. And as you said, Dick, the ball landed a good 3/4 of the way up the net.
Here's Scobie's kickoff, spins it high and deep again, halfway into the end zone. And Mark Jones is going to gamble. Brings it out to the 10 and tripped up as he crosses the 20-yard line. That ball just jumping off the foot of Scobie.
And Mark Jones getting frustrated, says, I want to bring one back at some point today. But let's check out this field goal. Good snap. That's the start of it by Jeremy Kane. And watch how high this ball hits up in the net. I mean, we always say, oh, that one could have gone through from 60.
Could it?
That could have gone through from 70.
Oh, come on, go for it. Well, the NFL record, of course, is 63, and that one would have been flirting with it, wouldn't it? From the 21, Collins dumps it underneath to Chris Johnson, and Johnson to the 30-yard line, a 9-yard pickup on first down. Clock a factor here as we close in on halftime. 3:04, 3:03 left before the intermission.
Titans have all 3 timeouts and a veteran quarterback to work this hurry-up offense. And boy, do they need to get a touchdown. Down 17 here, and their defense just looking like they have all year, just giving up big plays in the passing game.
Johnson stays in, lined up behind fullback Ahmad Hall. Johnson darts to the outside. That was a terrific tackle and a fumble, and it's Jacksonville that says they have the ball. Reggie Nelson does.
Gerald Alexander not only saved a touchdown, but he caused the fumble. Chris Johnson looked like he had something going on the left side as he found a crease. And Gerald Alexander, who's filling in for Sean Considine at strong safety. Here's 42 making the tackle and punching the ball out with his right hand. And then the awareness by Nelson, knowing where the sideline is, putting the brakes on and getting possession before he slides out of bounds.
Well, the Jaguars have been opportunistic. They've recovered now 5 fumbles this season. They went into the game tied with Atlanta with 4, most in the league.
Yeah, his knees are not down either. That ball is coming out before those knees hit the ground. No need for a replay on that one.
It's not challenged, and here's Garrard trying to take advantage immediately. That ball tipped and almost intercepted. No, it's been a year, a total turnabout for these Tennessee Titans. A year ago, just stunning the NFL, win after win after win, and 10 in a row. And then not exactly staggering, but painfully bitten by close losses. 2 points to Indianapolis. Check that. 3 points in overtime to Pittsburgh, and then a 3-point loss to Houston. And they were in both those games, and they were certainly in the game last week. A 7-point loss to the Jets as Jones drew. Takes it to 44, and a flag down on the play.
Maurice Jones to the ball carrier. Flag on the play.
Illegal formation, number 74, offense. 5-yard penalty. Repeat, second down.
Jaguars showed it all. Tennessee going through, nothing inside, leaves it outside and across the 40. Another penalty flag down as we've approached the 2-minute warning mark. Ryan Mouton makes the tackle.
Holding, number 74, offense. 10-yard penalty.
And welcome back to Jacksonville to Kenberg and Dan Fouts. 22nd and 25 now, 20-3. Jacksonville with the lead and the ball. Dominating this first half, this rebuilt Jaguar team. Half the team was not here a year ago after a 5-11 season. A real house cleaning. Garrard was, and he'll run this one. Gets a little block. 50, 45, 42. One of the more dangerous runners at quarterback in the league. Very tough to bring down at 236 pounds. Bullock does make the tackle at the Tennessee 42. 14 yards.
Garrard had a 30-yarder last week against Houston. But you're right, Dick. He is so big and so strong. And I liked what he did there as he set up the block of the back out of the backfield. It got him an extra yards. Rashad Jennings with the key block.
This would be about a 60-yard field goal if they were stopped right here. Would Del Rio flirt with that? Rashad Jennings into the game. Garrard down the middle, complete. It's Torrey Holt wide open at the 21. Did he fumble? Tennessee thinks he did, and they have the ball. No official ruling as yet.
Michael Griffin jumped on Holt's back after Holt made the catch, and apparently Holt has the ball at the bottom of the pile.
Like everything else, the direction it is going Jacksonville's favor.
Do not adjust your set. Those are pink gloves, and there's a football inside them. Watch Griffin come and punch the ball out.
Appeared to be down by contact, but he recovered anyway. And boy, what a Tony Brown just buries Garrard as he threw the ball. Timeout. 53 seconds left to the half. Torrey Holt today with 2 catches, has tied Keenan McCardell, the former Jaguar. He's now tied for 10th place on the all-time reception list. Pass incomplete to Holt on the far side. Nick Harper again has done a good job defending. 2nd and 10. Garrard steps up, going to run it. 20, gets a block. 15, 10, 5 before he goes out of bounds. Boy, he used his blocker downfield, his running back so well. Jones-Drew again, who shielded the linebacker.
Keith Bullock is down on the field. He's the guy that had the last shot at Garrard. Right about there. And Garrard showing good patience, setting up the block again. And again, it's this time Maurice Jones-Drew.
And this is one of the more valued properties in the entire Titan roster. Keith Bullock down, injured on the play. That's Keith Bullock. It appeared initially, Dan, they're looking at his right eye. Perhaps poked in the eye as he went for the tackle of Garrard. The ball now at the 5-yard line. 1st and goal with 38 seconds to go, and Jacksonville threatening to add to an already commanding 20-3 lead.
Let's take a look at the end of the play and see if we can determine, as Bullock, he might have got poked in the eye by Maurice Jones-Drew, who was trying to block him. As soon as he missed the tackle, he realized that he had a problem there. Yeah, I'm sure that that's what happened. Jones-Drew may have got a hand up into his face as Garrard was setting up that block.
Obvious severe pain. Bullock, here's another angle.
Yep, there's the left hand of Maurice Jones-Drew, totally by accident, but still painful.
And Bullock instinctively, even though he was injured 3 steps before he fell, continued to try to make the tackle, and Torrey Holt, veteran, over to give him a pat. Hopefully nothing serious for this outstanding Pro Bowler. He's had such a career, measured in part by the fact that he turns games around with defensive touchdowns, 6 of those.
How about 7 straight seasons with more than 100 tackles? It's because he's in all packages. He never comes out of the game.
18 sacks. Jacksonville knocking again on the old touchdown door at the 5. Garrard throws wide open. It's Jones-Drew. Hello? Anybody want to cover me? Flag is down.
They're going to get him for a pick on this play. They're going to bring this one back. Offensive pass interference, and it's the old pro, Torrey Holt.
Pass interference, number 81, offense. 10-yard penalty, repeat first down.
Boy, it had to be something going wrong there unless they didn't have enough men on the field. They didn't, because Holt with the illegal play. He picked, and Jones-Drew was 10 yards open.
Here's Torrey Holt, and here's Maurice Jones-Drew. Watch Holt come inside here, and he's going to screen off the linebacker who just came in for Maurice Jones-Drew. That is an illegal pick there. Great call by the officials all over it.
So it's 1st and goal from the 15-yard line with 33 seconds left. Garrard to the end zone. Touchdown, Sims Walker. 2 for him. No flag. No, now they're saying he did not come down with the ball. He had the catch. As he hit the end zone, he has to maintain control, and the ground does not cause the problem there, other than the fact that now it's no longer a completed pass. Watch when he comes down.
Well, that's a heck of a job by Jason McCourty. The fans say that it should be a touchdown. but you've got to maintain the ball throughout the entire catch. He lands on top of McCourty. That means he's not down. When he finally comes down, the ball is out. Another good call.
That was good officiating. So there's going to be a challenge by Jack Del Rio.
The previous play will be reviewed.
They're going to take a look at it, official review inside of the 2 minutes, so Del Rio can save his red flag. But he's not going to like the results of this review.
Meanwhile, quarterback David Garrard took quite a hit from William Hayes as he threw that pass. So McCourty actually tackled Sims Walker on top of himself here. So technically Sims Walker hasn't been grounded yet. Now he is. Now he's down.
The thing that McCourty did is he pinned the left arm of Sims Walker, so Sims Walker couldn't get that left hand on the ball to secure the catch. That's really a heads-up play. Watch as Sims Walker has the ball in his right hand, but the left hand can never get in to secure the catch. McCarty reaching for anything, grabs the arm and keeps it away from the ball.
Pretty good play by the 6th round pick out of Rutgers. He and his identical twin Devin, 2-year starter at cornerback for the Scarlet Knights.
Well, all of a sudden the Scarlet Knights are putting players in the NFL right and left, aren't they?
Are they ever? Well, there's Jack Dell, 2016 Rio. Popular in the news sports pages this week as Rio de Janeiro will host the Olympic Games, much to the dismay of all our friends up in Chicago. So the review now from upstairs. I think the evidence is pretty revealing there that McCourty made a terrific play for a young cornerback making his initial NFL start.
But how about the Jags shaking off the illegal pick penalty by Torrey Holt, coming right back, actually having more room to throw the slant route to Sims Walker. Garrard put the ball in a perfect spot, up nice and high for the 6'2". Sims Walker, Cordy with the play.
Alberto Riveron, our referee, with the decision.
The receiver possesses the ball. As he is going down in the end zone, he has 3 feet down, and as a second act, the defender slaps the ball away. Therefore, it is a touchdown.
Well, I'd like to hear that explanation again. And I'm sure Darius Hayward-Bay would like to hear it again as well. The Oakland receiver who was victimized on Monday Night to open the season.
Well, that 1-2, and now he's tackled. Well,
I don't know where he ever gets his feet down with the ball in possession.
Did the referee say 3 feet down? I guess he said that 1-2 and then a third. And the extra point by Scobie. So that is more than salt in the wound of the Tennessee Titans. Totally outplayed in this first half. Nothing goes right for them. It was brilliant execution and taking advantage of every opportunity for Del Rio's Jaguars, who have a 27-3 lead. A year ago, it looked very bright for Jacksonville. They led 14-3 against Tennessee late in the season, and then Jeff Fisher's team came out roaring in the second half and shut out Jacksonville on its way to a 24-14 win.
And it really all starts with the offensive line this afternoon in this first half. Remember, Eugene Monroe is out with the flu. Evan Britton has a bad knee, so those are the 2 starting offensive tackles. Trey Thomas is filled in for Moore. Maurice Williams has gone over for Britton, and Uche Nwaneri has gone to the right guard position. Good job.
Well, here's the explanation from upstairs. 1 foot down, 2 feet down. If it had happened here, it would have been incomplete, but he got a 3rd foot down and still had possession of the ball, and therefore it's a legal catch. That is the explanation from upstairs.
It's the first guy I've ever seen with 3 feet.
Well, then I guess you got to give him the catch. You know? And that is a tough call, and it certainly doesn't seem as consistent with other calls of its like. Scobie has been consistent. Hit it halfway into the end zone every time you kick off. And Mark Jones takes the touchback with 27 seconds left in the half. All right, here's the 3 feet rule.
I know that 1 knee equals 2 feet, but 3 feet equals a touchdown, apparently. There's 1. The ball is in possession of Sims Walker. 2. Now as he goes down on top of McCourty, the left foot, the 3rd foot, if you will, gets down in the end zone. Touchdown, Jacksonville.
That's why you come to these games. You learn something every Sunday. Handoff inside to Johnson, and with playing a very loose defense, the Jaguars are very wise call. Give it to Johnson, get him in open space. He might be able to do more than a long pass. Derek Cox finally made the tackle.
Only 17 seconds, 2 timeouts for the Titans. They're being totally outplayed by Jack Del Rio's Jags today. Boy, amazing.
Johnson quietly, because it hasn't produced any touchdowns. Chris Johnson has 74 yards rushing. Good gain on first down there out to the 38. Titans have 2 more timeouts. To the sidelines, intercepted. Gerald Alexander starting his first game here in Jacksonville with the injury to Sean Considine, and he has his first NFL pick. No, make that first here, 3rd in his career.
And second big play here in the 2nd quarter. He forced the fumble on Chris Johnson last possession. This time, as he's standing out here in a zone coverage, trying to get the ball in behind him to Nate Washington as Kerry Collins, but Alexander now gives the Jags an opportunity to get even more points.
Drafted by the Lions in 07 in the 2nd round. Out of Rancho Cucamonga, California, and Boise State. Well, then they're well in Scobie's range with 10 seconds to go. And all of this action of the first half negatively begs the question, will Jeff Fisher go to Vince Young in the second half? And the whistle.
Delay a game. The play clocks never started.
That'll delay the game. So they'll reset that.
Play clock was never reset. Please reset it to 25 seconds.
Well, there's nothing that correlates more strongly with victory and defeat than that turnover ratio, the difference. And Tennessee was high in the plus column, taking it away and not giving it away last year. Not so this year. They had only 17 turnovers all last year. Tennessee, they've made 10 already in 3.5 games this year. Garrard caught in the backfield, and he's finally sacked at the 36-yard line. And timeout. Did they get it off before that final second? I believe he did call it with 1 second showing. William Hayes credited with a sack, his first full sack of the season.
The clock. Please reset the clock to show 1 second. Timeout, Jacksonville. This will be a 30-second timeout. This is the final timeout of the half.
As Garrard went down, you saw him make the timeout sign, and there certainly was a second on it when we peered at it.
Well, here's the game clock right here. And Garrard is going to go down. Now, when does he get the hands together to signal for a timeout?
Right there.
Just in time.
Yes.
Just in time.
55-yard attempt for Scobie. It would be the longest of his career. 53 previous long. He was high and away from 50. Oh, it's a long way. He gets it up. It's long enough, but it's wide to the left. No good. Yeah. So the end of the first half here in Jacksonville with the Jaguars leading 27-3. That ever happened to you in your career at halftime? You had a bad half or you were in a bad streak? I mean, you had some great seasons, Hall of Fame career, but there were times where the Chargers weren't very good.
Well, early in my career, there was a lot of question as to whether I should be the quarterback or not. But once Don Coryell got there, he stayed with me, even though sometimes I couldn't hit the broadside of a barn.
And that's to be factored in here as well as you think of Fisher's decision making. Here's Mike Thomas taking the kickoff to start the second half. And as he's done throughout the game, he finds a way to return that ball out over the 30-yard line, this to the 34.
Mike Thomas with a 33-yard kickoff return.
Here are the possessions by the Jaguars in that first half.
Yeah, it's basically been a short field for the Jaguars, and they've taken advantage of it. Garrard getting great pass protection, only sacked one time in that first half, although he did take a couple of really big hits from Tony Brown.
See if Jack Del Rio, with that sizable lead to start the second half, will play more conservatively. Try to polish up the running game, and that would mean Maurice Jones-Drew. No, he comes right back to the pass, and it's Sims Walker on the slant. That's been open all day long, and Walker gets 9 on first down. Stephen Tulloch, the middle backer, makes the tackle.
Gain of 9 yards, second down and 1.
See if Keith Bullock is out there for the first series of this second half. Bullock poked in the eye, and he's right back to work.
You kind of knew he would be, because not only do the Titans need to spark on offense, they could use one on defense.
Yeah, he got first down yardage, got a full 10, and they're right back to the same play, only to a different receiver, Torrey Holt. And Holt is out to the down to the 46-yard line. Jason McCourty, the tackler, so they're picking on the rookie corner.
Well, Titans are trying to force the issue by blitzing David Garrard. Well, that's exposing the rookie cornerback, Jason McCourty, to have to cover an all-pro and a future Hall of Famer in Torrey Holt.
And that catch moves him past McCardell on the all-time list. He's now number 10 in pass receptions, closing in on 900 for his career. Jones-Drew takes on the tackler, and it's McCourty again.
Maurice Jones-Drew, the ball carrier.
Torrey Holt, and they all talked about him, including Jack Del Rio, in our visit with the Jaguars camp, that he's brought a veteran spirit, a wily wizard that he's been called, and he talks about greatness. If you want to be great, you've got to be great every day, not just on Sunday afternoons.
And the Titans know all about Torrey Holt. All you have to do is go back to the Super Bowl in '99. Number 81, the only member of the Jags to have one of those Super Bowl rings.
Remember the St. Louis Rams. Garrard, easy picking as Mike Thomas, again a factor as David Thornton stops him, but not until he picks up 9 more. Thomas at Arizona, it's a product of DeSoto, Texas. Pac-10 record, 259 catches and 23 touchdowns. He was a starter as a true freshman. He showed his worth as a young 18-year-old, caught 52 passes as a freshman, and had a Pac-10 Freshman of the Year season with 5 touchdowns. Wedging straight forward is Garrard, and it appears he's nosed the ball over the yellow line, and it is another first down for Jacksonville.
And there was a lot of question when the Jags drafted Mike Thomas. Everybody wants the tall receivers nowadays to be able to go up and out jump people, but there's still room for shorter players, and the Jags have shown that today with Thomas, obviously, and Maurice Jones-Drew, 5'8", 5'7", respectively.
Public address announcer, and making the note to the public here that Torrey Holt has now moved into 10th place all-time in pass catches. And first down, Garrard. Pump, and then goes long to the sideline and complete to Sims Walker. Did a nice job dancing on the sideline. It's a catch. Chris Hope trying to knock him off the field of play.
Nick Harper saying no, he didn't. This might be worth the review. Let's take a look at it. Sims Walker going up high, and here's Chris Hope coming in. And a quick snap, no review.
He swiped with that right foot, may have tickled the grass to get 2 feet down, but hard to tell.
But it's certainly worth throwing a challenge flag. I don't think he did swipe it. I think he only got 1 foot down. You remember, you got to have 3 feet down now for it to be a catch. I don't know where you get that other foot, but he didn't have 2 hit.
I'm glad I was here to share that with you. The 3-foot touchdown, 3 feet down.
That would be a yard, wouldn't it?
Well, that works into this whole game too. Here Thomas coming into the backfield, and then the pitch to him, on that reverse play, and doesn't work this time. Maybe a yard or two. Nick Harper had it snuffed out.
That's a version of the Wildcat without the Wildcat. It's really Garrard under center taking the ball and pitching it from what used to be an empty backfield, but Thomas comes in and grabs the pitch as if he were the tailback. Very versatile player, Mike Thomas. I did a lot of his games when he was at the University of Arizona, and he's just scratching the surface with his potential.
So with a big lead at halftime, 27-3, a long time consuming drive now reaches 3rd and 9. Garrard underneath, incomplete. Might have been deflected. He was looking for Mercedes Lewis, the tight end. Pressure from Kyle Vanden Bosch. Vanden Bosch has been frustrated. His two-time Pro Bowler and top sack master in the league has come up empty in the sack statistics so far this year. You're getting in close, and sometimes those count even more. Force the pass that is picked off. Here's Scobie. Longest was 50, missed from 55. This from 33 yards. And it is good. Scobie on the first possession of the second half, 33-yard field goal, and it's 30-3. 30 points today for Jacksonville. They scored 31 in their first victory last Sunday at Houston. Let's see how far Scobie's going to drive this kickoff. Mark Jones stands at the goal line, hopefully. Almost every kick he's had to go 5 yards deep. This one's going to be a liner at the goal line. This has return potentiality. Well, not for long. Great coverage. Empty backfield for Collins. A lot of work to make up for Tennessee. The quick hitter is complete to Jared Cook. And Cook, the rookie tight end from South Carolina, has his first catch of his NFL career. They feel he's going to get many, many more. He runs 4.49. Here's Tennessee's report card.
Well, this is what you hate to see. 3 and out, 3 and out, 3 and out, and a big mess on the telestrator, but you get the point. No consistency at all with this Titan offense, just not being able to get anything going, and then to end the first half with a couple of turnovers, a fumble, and an interception. That's why you're down by 27.
2nd down and 5. Collins to the sideline and overshoots Justin Gage. He was well covered. And here's Collins in Tennessee facing a 3rd and 5 on their first possession. Back to the gun with Chris Johnson in the backfield. Johnson into the pass pattern. Collins looking for him. Instead throws deeper and completes out at the 37-yard line to Kenny Britt. That's the first catch for the rookie from Rutgers. He's a big, tall target, 6'3", and Collins told us he likes the way this young guy can separate. Just turned 21 a month ago.
Yeah, he's the #1 pick out of Rutgers, and the last of the rookies to be picked as a wide receiver. And you see also the most productive, as that's his 11th catch of the year now, and a good average on those catches, 16 yards a catch.
Set Big East records in reception yards. Collins goes the other way and completes to Bo Scaife, tight end, out of bounds, pushed out by Derek Cox.
But on that catch by Kenny Britt, it was a high throw by Kerry Collins, but this is one of the taller receivers coming out at 6'3". You can see used those long arms and made the catch with ease along the sidelines.
How tall was Kellen Winslow? He was a top target, but you had little Charlie Joyner too.
Yeah. You know, I could overthrow a lot of those guys, but Winslow, he was 6'5", and he could really get up.
On 2nd and 5, Collins again goes the short way to Johnson, but tackled immediately. 3rd down and 5. Make it 4. Collins. He flips it underneath, complete to Britt, and the rookie has a first down at the Jacksonville 45-yard line. Gerald Alexander, the tackler. Well, it's quite obvious what Jack Del Rio is going to do defensively. He's going to loosen up that pass defense, give Collins the short yards underneath, make him earn yardage with time, and we're already halfway through the 3rd quarter.
The time is of the essence. Why don't you go to a no huddle, hurry up offense? What do you have to lose? You're already down by 27, and the clock is basically your biggest enemy right now.
Stays in the shotgun. Sends Johnson into the pattern. Throws to the tight end Crumpler, and the big veteran, 262 pounds, has another catch. Darrell Smith bumps him out of bounds. Crumpler's dad played in the league briefly with Buffalo, and his brother Carlester Jr. 6 years in Seattle. He's had a terrific career, 340 catches at the start of the year and 36 touchdowns, most of those, of course, with the Atlanta Falcons. 2nd and 1. Look how deep the safeties are playing for Jacksonville now. The quick throw is complete to Jared Cook, his 2nd catch. Out of bounds with the 1st down at the 30-yard line.
And we should see Jared Cook getting more involved in this pass offense. They really like his potential. Another one of those real tall, athletic tight ends at 6'5", 245. Showed good speed that last play.
They gave up a 2nd-round pick next year to New England to be able to move up in the draft and take him in the 3rd round this year. Collins lines up and fires. Too tall, intercepted. Picked off by Derek Cox. And the rookie has his 2nd NFL pick. Intended for Cook.
Yeah, he got his first one against none other than Peyton Manning.
Yeah, so close. In fact, just plays away from being 3-0, but come to Jacksonville 0-3, the Titans, and then today taking a whipping. 5:46 here in the 3rd and trailing 30-3. A banner day for Jacksonville, trying to win back-to-back. It's Greg Jones, the fullback, getting the call, and he blasts out for about 8 to the 19-yard line before Thornton and Tulloch, linebackers, make the stop.
And part of our preparation, we get to interview the players from both sides before the game, and obviously they're always optimistic, but I was so surprised. And when we talked to Kerry Collins, and he said what a great week of practice they had. The tempo was good. They were sharp, no mistakes. Ball never hit the ground, and they come out here and they've laid a total goose egg on this field.
And off to Rashad Jennings, and the rookie powers his way across the 30 to the 32. Michael Griffin made the tackle. Jennings, and the words of Jack Del Rio, we asked him about this man from Liberty. A rookie said he's elusive, he's really green. I'm still learning what he's going to give us. Well, that's some pretty good power running there.
Yeah, break a tackle to the line of scrimmage. He's 6'1", 235, so he may be the smash part of this smash and dash offense. Obviously, Maurice Jones-Drew the dash. Jennings could be the power runner.
Brings up another 1st down for Garrard and the Jaguars outside the 30-yard line. Quick throw into the flat and complete. It's to the rookie Jared Dillard, and Dillard has another 1st down to the 46-yard line. So he's in the book for the first time this year. Dillard, 23-year-old rookie from Rice. He was a 5th-round draft pick.
Yeah, this is an illegal pick again by Torrey Holt. He gets away with it, though. Watch Holt come inside here, and he's going to block the man. That's Michael Griffin. That's pass interference. That's a heads-up veteran move by Torrey Holt.
Nick Harper's had a good game defensively. One of the few for Tennessee is injured on the play. Back in Jacksonville, where the Jaguars lead at 30-3 over Tennessee, and Nick Harper receiving attention on the far side, helped off the field. It's excellent corner from Fort Valley State. The Titans already playing without Cortland Finnegan, their Pro Bowl corner at the other side. This is Jennings again getting the call, and you get the feeling now that Del Rio said, hey, Jones-Drew, we don't need you today. Maybe even Greg Jones can take the rest of the afternoon off. We'll check out Montel Owens and Rashad Jennings, the other 2 running backs on the roster.
Yeah, Jones-Drew has 6 carries for just 14 yards. He did get that 1 9-yard touchdown run. He's caught 3 balls for 26 yards, and the Jags are winning by 27.
That's a real luxury for Del Rio to be able to rest some of those workhorse backs, keep them fresh, get back into that massage room. Throw is complete outside to Lewis, and the tight end from UCLA makes it to the 45 of Tennessee, a yard shy of a 1st down. Michael Griffin twists him out of bounds. Look at the Jacksonville schedule. Should they win today to draw to 2-2, then they go to Seattle, home against St. Louis, probably favored against both those teams, then the bye, and then they go up to Nashville for the rematch with Tennessee.
It'll be interesting to see what type of shape Tennessee is in at that point, but you're right, Dick. It could be a real good stretch for the Jags as they head into their bye. This is the most impressive performance this afternoon.
after they lost their home opener to Arizona 31-17. 3rd down and 2. There's Thomas in motion, and the toss to him again, and he dumped in the backfield. Coming up to make the play was Ryan Mouton, a rookie from Hawaii, 3rd round pick. Good aggressive tackle by Mouton to stop that sweep.
Mouton, of course, had problems in the kick returning game, both punt returns and kickoff returns, but they're very high on this young man as a cornerback. He showed great explosiveness taking down Mike Thomas on that play.
Father, grandfather, uncle, all pastors, and Mouton says that's in my future as well. As Adam Podlesh to punt it to Mark Jones. Clock continues to tick down to the 2-minute mark here in the 3rd quarter. Podlesh using the full time. Sends it high. Jones lets it go. He was already in the end zone when he batted it back out, so that's a touchback. Coverage. Warm and sunny now here in Jacksonville Municipal Stadium. Tennessee with the ball, trailing 30-3. Collins takes a snap at the 20. Throw to the side, incomplete, intended for Kenny Britt. 2nd and 10. Chris Johnson behind him. Throw underneath is complete to Britt, and Britt out to the 30-yard line. Appears to have a 1st down on the catch and run.
It looked like Kenny Britt almost caught that ball twice. It appeared to be going through his hands, and he showed strength in those hands to catch the back end of it. Now they're going with the hurry-up offense.
Collins now moving up the ranks of all-time NFL passers. Throws to this side, incomplete. Might have been deflected by one of those big linemen. Surprises some folks that Collins has run up these big numbers, but he's been around 15 years. He is now past Dave Craig, number 12 all-time in yardage passing, over 38,000 career yards for Collins. Empty statistic today, but it is evidence of his longevity and his passing talents. 2nd and 10. Here comes the blitz. Collins just does get it away, and it's incomplete. Chris Johnson, the intended receiver. The big play from Jacoby Jones. He's given Houston that for 3 years now. On 3rd down, Collins has some time, throws it deep and complete. It's to Nate Washington, the former Pittsburgh Steeler. Played his college ball with Little Tiffin, Ohio. Acquired as an unrestricted free agent by Tennessee this year. Had 7 catches coming in. Reggie Nelson on the coverage.
Talk about all those yards that Kerry Collins has piled up in his career. That's a good example of why he's still got the gun. He can still fire that ball on a line.
This one is complete as well, and it's to Britt, who breaks into the open at the 30, 20, and finally dragged down inside the 15-yard line. The biggest play of the afternoon for the Tennessee Titans, and the 21-year-old rookie from Rutgers hauls it in. Brian Russell, backup safety, makes the tackle after a 42-yard gain, and mostly on the run.
Yeah, broke the tackle of Rasheem Mathis, who's a pretty good tackler. But this may be the spark for the future that this offense needs. Kenny Britt getting it done.
Collins looking for a touchdown, throws it away. He had a receiver down at the 5, another in the end zone, but they were both blanketed by the men in teal. He's moving up on one of your places too, Kerry Collins, on completions. I think he's right behind you. Do you feel him? I mean, do you feel him back there?
Is that his hot breath?
2nd down at the 14.
He's moving up on his list too.
Now there's a look I like.
As long as he doesn't have a 14 jersey on.
We saw those already this weekend. Johnson into the pattern. The throw underneath is complete to Nate Washington. Is he in for a touchdown? Yes. Right at the goal line, and dangerously close to not only losing the touchdown but the ball as well. Now finally Collins and his mates have a touchdown on the board. Let's see where Washington lost the ball. As he made his dive forward? Yes, indeed. He did get the ball across the front edge of the line. Actually better than that.
And he had all 3 feet down too.
Oh, and 2 knees. Wait, 3 feet and 2 knees. That's no sense reviewing that one.
Well, they're going to go for 2. That's why he had the 2 knees down. They signaled out right away. Collins and the offense is out there. So, you know, this could be a turning point in this game, Dick. They get this 2-pointer.
Well, right you are, Dan.
You did say we were like laughing, right?
Johnson in the backfield on the 2-point try. Collins into the flat, incomplete, not close to Crumpler. And the incomplete pass. Collins and Tennessee settled for the 6th. Score remains 30-9.
I think John Henderson got a finger on that pass by Kerry Collins to add more frustration to the Tennessee Titans.
Well, they're looking for an onside kick here. Both teams are set up for it. And now Baronis is going to kick it away. Not a bad ploy, and Thomas lets it go through the end zone for the touchback. It takes the kickoff return out of the hands of the opponents when you show onside kick first. So from the 20, you give it to Rashad Jennings, and the young rookie from Liberty, who's a freshman at the University of Pittsburgh and rushed for over 400 yards as a freshman with the Panthers. 9-yard gain. That's the end of the 3rd quarter in Jacksonville. Beautiful day to be out on the St. Johns River here in downtown Jacksonville. Many of the fans come by boat. Follow the Jaguars. From the 29, Jacksonville ball. Huge hole for Rashad Jennings. Wow. Was that plenty of room for him to run, and he rattles it out to the 45-yard line before Chris Hope can make the stop. And it really does appear more and more this is a disheartened effort by the Tennessee Titans.
And you really got to give it to this offensive line. They're still fighting in there. You know, Mo Williams, the 9-year pro out of Michigan, going over to right tackle, just caved in that side of the Titans defensive line. And as you said, that was a huge cavern.
Out to the 43, and Rashad Jennings in 4 carries, 39 yards, 14 on it. He carried 3 times previously for a total of 2 yards. Right back to Jennings. Not much this time, a couple of yards. David Thornton first to reach the ball carrier. As you check the action elsewhere with our scores from around the league and passing leaders, you can usually expect that P. Manning to be up near the top.
Yeah,
E. Manning right there breathing down his neck. Boy, they are a couple of great talents. Dad wasn't too bad either. Probably the greatest player that never had a chance to play on a great team. I just always wondered, gee, if Archie had only had a chance to play on a really good team. He was with the Saints when tried to carry them almost single-handedly. Took the beating for it. Quick throw into the flat. Broken tackle. Mike Thomas down the sidelines. First down at the Tennessee 43 before Michael Griffin can bump him out.
Mike Thomas showing his quickness on the perimeter. Just that little bubble screen again. He gets away from the first tackler. That's Ryan Mouton, who had his troubles last week against the Jets. Missing a tackle there on Mike Thomas. But again, Thomas at 5'8", not real tall, but very powerfully built. Makes that arm tackle with ease.
Had a 34-yard punt return the first quarter, set up a touchdown. He had a kickoff return, 42 yards, set up another. Now he's got 5 catches as well. First down. Shot Jennings, not much there. Slowed down, falls forward for a yard or 2. Last week, 31-24. They lead here in the 4th quarter, 30-9. Garrard down the middle, incomplete to Mercedes Lewis. And a flag comes in late.
Garrard took another big shot as he let that ball go. And if I'm Jack Del Rio, I'm putting him on the bench. Flag is thrown in the secondary, so it might be pass interference. But Garrard takes a shot right to the midsection.
Pass interference, number 50, defense. The ball will be placed with spot of the foul. Automatic first down.
Linebacker David Thornton trailing the play to offer pass support.
Here's Keith Bullock right here, number 53. It's a bit of a delayed blitz. He fakes going into his coverage. He sees Rashawn Jennings pass block, so he comes at the quarterback and delivers another big hit on David Garrard. Time to get Luke McCown in the game, Jack Del Rio, unless you want to see more of your quarterback grimacing in pain.
First down on the interference call at the 19-yard line. Garrard into the flat, complete. This is Zach Miller, and Miller down to the 12-yard line. He's quite a story. Nebraska, Omaha. He went to the University of Nebraska and then transferred to Nebraska, Omaha, because he wanted to play quarterback. He's from Wahoo, Nebraska, and passed for over 4,000 yards there at Nebraska, Omaha, and he rushed as a senior as a quarterback for 50 touchdowns. No one else got a chance to score, apparently.
I'm not sure what I'm more impressed with, the fact that you know he's from Wahoo or all those other stats. You have still got it, my friend.
All right. Well, this Zach Miller, they say he's got it. He's 25 years old today.
There's Luke McCown on the sideline saying, "When's my chance, coach?"
From the 12, there's a fumbled snap and the scramble. Who's going to come up with it? Often this is the defense, and yes, Tennessee finally with a turnover. Welcome back. 30-9. Jacksonville leads. They lose the ball. Jack Del Rio. This is his 100th game as the head coach of the Jacksonville Jaguars. His record at 51-48. It's interesting when the Jaguars score first. He's 35-10, and they scored first today and plenty the first half. After the fumble recovery on the bad snap exchange, Collins rears and fires to Britt, and the tight end gets out of one tackle but actually loses yards in trying to spin away. Collins with a tremendous year a season ago, protected the ball well. This year now he's been intercepted 6 times.
And in the game number 2 against the Jags here last year, threw 3 touchdown passes.
I think that's 7 times, 4 coming in and 3 today. Good tackle as Chris Johnson tries to get outside, and Darrell Smith. Well, it's so true. With those big, strong handshakes don't lie. And that Darrell Smith, boy, he'll just break the bones in your hand when he says hello. And when he grabs the ball carrier, they don't go far, do they?
No, they go down. And I'll never shake his hands again.
On 3rd down, Collins steps away from pressure, throws over his target, Kenny Britt. Britt pulled up in front of Derek Cox, a battle of rookie against rookie, and then the pass sails high and away.
What I don't understand is bringing out the punt team right now. I know you're backed up and you're on into the field, but you're also down by 21 points with 10.5 minutes to go in the ball game.
You'd go for it. You'd gamble here as the head coach.
Well, what have you got to lose? You're already losing by a whole bunch. Can't win by punting the ball back to the opposition unless he fumbles.
Maybe that's what he's hoping for. Hodges' punt dying and kicking back a Jacksonville bounce. Tide certainly have been with Jacksonville today. They have the ball after the 5-yard penalty at the 45 of Tennessee, and the quick throw out to Zach Miller, and he gains 4. Well, the attendance today, and it's got to be disappointing for the Jacksonville franchise, 46,031. That's actually 500 less than their opening day. They had hoped to get over 50,000 with a win last week. They're blacked out their 2 home games thus far, and probably will be blacked out all season long unless they get on a winning streak and draw some interest from the populace around Jacksonville. It's not a big marketplace. It's a tough ticket to sell. Garrard pumping and then holding on to the ball, and will be sacked back at the 49-yard line. That's one of those dangerous in a crowd trying to throw and get your arm hit as you attempt to deliver. Stephen Tulloch was in on him, the linebacker.
Yeah, and how strong is that right hand of David Garrard right there as he pulled it back in around the helmet, it looked like, of Tony Brown.
How tough is that? Del Rio saying, oh, that's not what I want to see. They have given progress at the 48-yard line, brings up 3rd down and 13. Garrard still in there with a 39 score on the board and 9:09 left. Trouble again, and he has to throw this one away. Did that one get to the or near the line of scrimmage? Apparently so. No flag.
Yeah, Greg Jones was in the area. It's going to be a screen pass, but Tony Brown was in so quickly on David Garrard. He did the wise thing, just throw it away.
Luke McCown on the sidelines, the backup quarterback.
Greg Jones is the intended receiver on the screen pass, but Garrard threw it. I'm not so sure that's not intentional grounding.
Podlish to punt. Mark Jones inside the 10. By Knuckler. Jones does not fair catch. Gambles and able to take it to the 23-yard line. Tennessee, Miami, Cleveland, and Kansas City in the AFC were 0-3. Carolina, Tampa Bay, and St. Louis in the NFC, and all those teams trying to get off the schneid. Tennessee dangerously close now to an 0-4. Chris Johnson skipping away, one man to beat, and finally a big tackle coming from behind. Derek Landry, credit him with hustle, because Chris Johnson was about to be at full speed. Landry could have saved a touchdown. Well, the reality of it all, only 5 teams start 0-3 and make it to the playoffs. The last to do it 11 years ago, the Buffalo Bills. None to the Super Bowl. Pass complete to Nate Washington. He has a first down at the Jacksonville 45. There they are. Jets in 81. Buccaneers, that was a strike year. The Chargers in 92. The Lions and Bills, the only teams to get to the playoffs after 03. And the Chargers, the only team making it to the playoffs after an 04 start, which Jeff Fisher's team is about to stare in the face with 8 minutes left in the fourth. Going to take some big plays, and big plays in a hurry. Johnson caught in the backfield and dropped for a loss at the 50-yard line. The blitz worked right into the run call. Landry again, the former Notre Damer, and Reggie Nelson coming up from the secondary.
Landry, of course, the high school teammate of Maurice Jones-Drew at De La Salle High School in Concord, California, where they never lost a game in high school.
So the team went what, like 130 in a row. Collins in traffic, throws high but complete to Britt, and he's tackled at the 34-yard line, and that'll be another first down for Collins and the Titans.
Yeah, Britt looks like a player too. That's 6 catches for 98 yards for the rookie.
16 catches on the season, and that's a good average, over 16. Throw far sideline, incomplete. And coming in, flirting with a possible interception, was Brackenridge. Here it's 30-9. Tennessee trailing Jacksonville. Collins fires to Britt again, and that'll be a gain of about 7. Derek Cox, the defender. Clock running. Under 7 minutes to go. 7 catches now, 105 yards for Britt, making his presence known. Interesting story about him. We'll tell you after this play how he took some NFL lessons. Throw is complete to Bo Scaife, and the tight end has a first down at the 15. But back to Britt, he wisely sought out with some advice the great wide receiver of the Denver Broncos, Rod Smith, and went and trained with Smith, who taught him how to be an NFL wide receiver. And Smith said, boy, this kid not only talented, but he's so eager to learn, and he learns quickly.
And he resembles Rod Smith in a way. He catches the ball with his hands. God, had such a great career with the Denver Broncos. This young man's got a great future. You love hearing about that type of story, about a player that goes and seeks out advice. If you want to learn from the best, and that's what Britt did. And he's continued to learn and continued to want to be an NFL player. And 105 yards, you're on your way, young man.
Yeah, you get some bold print when you get up to that century mark. Collins throws to the end zone, incomplete, too tall for Nate Washington. Derek Cox, the rookie cornerback, and he's distinguished himself today with his play. Derek Cox, that's the 3rd round pick of Jacksonville. He's also from Greenville, North Carolina. No wonder those folks up there like to follow Tennessee and Jacksonville. There's quite a presence of East Carolina and Greenville athletes on these two teams. So 3rd and 10. The down box finally moves from 2nd down to 3rd at the 15. Collins throws underneath. Oh, what a hit as Nate Washington makes the catch at the 10, and as he blasted, it's Cox again. Comes up from his cornerback spot, and he was assisted by Brian Ewu, backup linebacker.
Yeah, I think Ewu and Cox really laid it to him there and kept him from getting the first down. Obviously, you go for it on 4th down, but perhaps not with Nate Washington in the lineup as he heads to the sidelines.
And Collins will spend a timeout, Jeff Fisher suggested. It'll be 4th down and 5 at the 10. There's a breath of hope left for Tennessee, but with time running out, this play is at 4th and 5 at the 10-yard line. Collins going to scramble. He's got enough running room, and he's going to take it to the end zone. Kerry Collins with a touchdown for Tennessee on a must 4th and 5.
Yeah, it's one of those deals. You're back in the pocket and you're going, well, I don't have any receivers. Oh, maybe I can run and get the first down. And hey, look, the corner of the end zone's open. Great play by Collins. Now they again will go for 2, and I'm not sure why.
No, because they're on a 7-point scale here. If they score 3 touchdowns, 3 extra points, they tie the game.
And this hurts them if they don't get the 2-pointer.
And they need more than the 2 touchdowns, 2 points. Somewhat stunning. They missed on the 2-point try earlier, but the math doesn't figure for Tennessee here. No risk extra point would do the job, but in this case, with Chris Johnson kicking his heels into the end zone, it's a moot point. Makes it 30-17. So
let's go back to the touchdown, Dick, and you can see he's looking to his right, then all of a sudden it opens up in front of him. Now he sees that he's got the first down, and there's that corner of the end zone as he dives in front of Derek Cox, and the 2-pointer, really an easy walk-in for Chris Johnson, as Gerald Alexander can't bring him down at the 3-yard line, and that cuts the lead to 13. So the 2-pointer being good makes our conversation a mute one, because now do you go with the onside kick? I think you have to here. 5:28 to go, and you've already burned 1 timeout.
77 yards against a prevent defense, 11 plays, 10 yards on the run by Collins, and then the 2-point scamper by Chris Johnson. Never easy. You look in the eyes of Jack Del Rio.
Chewing that ice pretty good, wasn't he?
He was. That's why you keep your starting quarterback in there. We have 2 kickers in the game, Hodges and Baronis. This is Hodges that has it teed up.
That's Hodges there. Here's Baronis there.
There we go. So and it's Hodges who fakes to the left, and then Baronis kicks it to the right, and it is caught by Jacksonville. Leaping high to receive is Ernest Wilford, and a flag down.
Yeah, this was poor timing by Tennessee. They're going to be called for offsides here. The fake was nice, but then it took so long for Baronis to approach the ball that they were offsides on that side of the field.
You almost have to crisscross each other
Offside
immediately.
on the kicking team, number 41. The 5-yard penalty will be added to where the ball was recovered. First down.
Tyrone Brackenridge, number 41, is being called for offsides. He's not even on that side of the field. Actually, it was
Kerry Williams.
Yep, Kerry Williams. There's the timing here. I mean,
now he should have already been right there, huh?
I would think. There's 41 offsides. That's a good call on this side of the field. But the timing, terrible.
Well, at the 40-yard line, 5:26 to go. Jaguars will try to run it. Jennings hanging on to the pumpkin as he's smothered for a loss of a couple. David Thornton leading the charge. It's the second timeout spent by the Titans. They have 1 remaining.
He didn't think so, no.
Yeah, that kind of surprised me. Give to Jennings, breaks a tackle, stays on his feet, runs through another tackle. Boy, he's a powerful guy at 235. Finally, McCourty gets him down at the 31-yard line. short of the first down.
And one thing the rookie's got to learn is you really don't need to stretch for the extra yardage in this type of situation. Just get what you can and get down. Keep that clock running. It's a good run by Jennings. Big hole. He breaks the tackle. Keith Bullock, and then Kyle Vandenbosch then runs over Jason McCourty. Now that part of it you don't really need. You're already down, young man.
Final timeout. I hope you were with us early, fans. If you're just joining in, 30-17, we had a touchdown scored by a receiver with three feet down. It was amazing. On 3rd and 3. Garrard wide open upfield as Mercedes Lewis, and he can scamper in for a touchdown. Well, Tennessee figured Jaguars going to run it out. Little play action, and the tight end Lewis all alone.
Yeah, the play action really fooled the secondary. Of course, they're all looking to crowd the line of scrimmage, make a big hit, maybe pop the ball loose on a running play. Big smile as David Garrard is met by running back coach Kennedy Pola. And Mercedes Lewis, that's a big scamper. 275 pounds of scamper.
Yeah, we ran into him in the commissary at the stadium yesterday, and he does look like he's from the NBA and was an outstanding basketball player in his high school days in Long Beach, California.
He's on the left side here, and this is a definition of open. A lot of times the receiver will wave his hands when they're not quite so open, but that was a smart play by Mercedes Lewis to draw the attention of David Garrard. And how about a perfect pass in stride? Good move there. And touchdown here.
Another miss by Ryan Mouton. He's had a rough couple of weeks.
A little bit of pressure by Hayes, but not nearly enough. As Garrard saw the big tight end. What a target, 6'6".
And David Garrard celebrating. What a day for him. 27 for 37. 323 yards and 3 touchdowns. That pass good for 33 yards to Lewis, and the touchdown. A 20-point game once again for the Jacksonville Jaguars. All timeouts spent by Jeff Fisher's Titans, so it becomes academic now. It just shows you how frail, this game played by such big men happens to be. You're 10-0 one year and come back with the same team, improved with rookies, and now you're 0-4. Of course, the system rewards the losing teams. That ball out of the end zone by Scobie.
And the other team, the Jacksonville Jaguars, almost totally rebuilt. Coming into this game with a new offensive line at both tackle positions.
13 rookies on the roster, and the 2 rookie tackles, one ill and one injured, didn't start. They've worked over the lineup. It's 27 new faces out of 53 in 1 year. Well, actually 27 with 4 years experience or less. But if you had wandered away for a year and thought you'd know the roster of Jacksonville, you'd be shocked at all the new names and numbers. Into the backfield handoff, and nowhere to go for Johnson. Darrell Smith again. Trey Thomas, one of those that moved into the starting lineup, ex-Eagle. He used because Eugene Monroe, the rookie from Virginia, the #1 draft pick at left tackle, has had the flu all week, didn't recover. Quick throw outside, complete.
Yeah, Mark Jones makes the catch. Had a busy day returning kicks and watching balls be kicked into the end zone by Josh Scobie. But he makes that catch, and remember, Nate Washington was shaken up last possession, and Jones is in taking his place.
Yeah, Lavelle Hawkins was not active, nor was Dominic Edison, 2 young wide receivers. So Gage, Nate Washington, Britt, and then recently re-signed Mark Jones. Flag before the snap, and a little extracurricular, just a little football push and shove.
Gonna get Michael Roos for starting early, left tackle for the Titans.
How about him for a story? Roos, there, number 71, born in Estonia, came to the United States with his mother at age 10. She was a teacher of violin and working at a hotel desk in Tallinn, Estonia. They come out to Vancouver, Washington. He goes to Eastern Washington and drafted in the second round and goes to the Pro Bowl last year. They really like Roos. Collins from the shotgun has to hurry this throw, and Gage with a one-handed catch. The 6'4" Justin Gage up to one hand, that one for his first reception of the day.
Yeah, it's taken him a while, but this was worth the wait. Watch the left hand of Gage as this ball is thrown way behind him. That's a one-hander. Pulls it in, secures the catch before being driven out of bounds. Spectacular.
We're mindful of his big game here a year ago. He had 4 catches, but 2 were for touchdowns and a career high 147 yards on 4 receptions. First down. Collins throws it away. Britt was in the area. 4:21 left till the clock stopped. Dick Enberg Dan Fouts at Municipal Stadium in Jacksonville. 46,000 fans. And they saw Jacksonville start early. Scobie a quick field goal. Mike Thomas a couple of good kick returns. Jones drew a touchdown. They built their lead to 27-3 at halftime. And it's been matter of fact here in the second half as David Garrard, the Jacksonville quarterback, 3 touchdown passes. Defense has been very tenacious for the men in the teal uniforms, and it's been a struggle for Tennessee. This goes to Lendell White. Chris Johnson getting most of the work today for Tennessee.
I haven't seen a whole lot of Lendell White at all, and you would think that the game just got out of hand for Tennessee. They had so many 3 and outs in that first half. They never got anything going, no rhythm, totally out of sync.
Collins fires the flat and is broken up. Intended for Kenny Britt, and nice coverage again by Derek Cox. 4th down and 3. A must make for Collins. Throws deep and incomplete. No flag. And that'll mean the Jaguars will take over on downs. Mark Jones was the intended receiver. Tyrone Brackenridge covering him. Yeah, you just don't feel good for any coach that finds themselves in this situation. All the hopes of the summer and the training, and then you high expectations after a 13-3 season, Tennessee, and now 0-4.
As much as surprise as last year's start and that 10-0 start, this is equally surprising.
Yeah. And how do they assimilate it? How they came here and say, okay, we've lost 3. We got to forget about that. Play one game at a time. This is the way you come back. But they seemed flat from the start, in contrast to Jacksonville's very spirited play. So with Indianapolis and Houston both with big leads will give them wins. That's how the AFC South standings will look after today's play. And Tennessee, one of the favorites to challenge and actually beat Indianapolis for the South crown, is 4 games behind after 4.
Yeah, a lot of head shaking going to be going on that sidelines. A lot of smiles on the sidelines of men wearing teal.
Gerard's still in there, hands it off to Greg Jones. Just puts his head down middle of the line for a gain of a yard or 2. Tennessee,
the challenge
doesn't get any easier, does it?
No. Where's the easy one here? Maybe the one that says bye.
I haven't picked a winner since Secretariat, but I bet Tennessee gives Indianapolis a big game next week. Indianapolis is going to come into Tennessee 4-0, and I just got the feeling, knowing Jeff Fisher and the talent on this team, that that'll be a cause célèbre for this Titan team to make a statement. Haven't been right very often, but I just thought I'd say something. Gerard, get down, David. There you go, inside the 30-yard line. He gets down. Yeah, reality is harsh, and the 21-year-old rookie, despite the fact he's had a solid game, Kenny Britt and his teammates know well that 0-4 just doesn't get it done when you have all the hopes of the big prize at the end of the season. And now just kneel downs with no timeouts remaining for Tennessee. What a dandy there between Cleveland and Cincinnati. Another kneel down, clock running at 1:15. I want to thank our entire CBS crew, executive producer Sean McManus, vice president production Harold Bryant. Today's game produced by Bob Monsbach, directed by Susan Smith. The coordinating producer of CBS Sports is Steve Karasik. Associate directors today, Jason Ross, Mark Burkhardt. Broadcast associates Brian Kosowski and George Wishart. Technical manager Doug Fleetum. Technical director Mike Tiffey. Supervisor Dave Grunvig. And of course, as always, Butch Baird. Our spotter Michael Burton, Butch with all the stats, and Gary Brown for your support here in Jacksonville. And these are the kinds of games quarterbacks alike when the last three plays are just take the snap and take a knee. And Tennessee Titans take a bruised pride back home to Nashville, 0-4. A couple of USC Trojan grads part ways. And for Jacksonville, hopes brighten as they now are 2-2 after a very disappointing 5-11 season a year ago when they lost 8 of the last 10.